Greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen, to part 3 of EXO Plays Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. We're gonna kick things off with a cutscene here. Not sure how they didn't see her there, but it's cartoony, I guess.
Ooh, look out, Hunter. It's the scary sorceress.
I've warned you already. This place isn't safe for small dragons and pussycats.
Thanks, but I think we can look after ourselves.
Try looking after this!
Come back when you finish witch school, okay?
Say, is it just me, or is she kind of cute when she's angry?
Lots of great lines and moments for all characters involved there. Like Spyro is kind of undercharacterized in this third game. Like in Spyro 1, he had a lot of moments to sort of show himself off and like what he thought and how he behaved. In this game, he's kind of doesn't really talk all that much at all. So yeah, that's kind of one of his best moments right there. Was that part there. But I digress. We are back with more of this excellent, amazing game that I love oh so much. And yeah, we're here at Cloud Spires. I mean, remember what I said, this game is a gorgeous PlayStation. Look at those textures. Look at the art design. This is clearly the best looking game in the trilogy, easily for me. Without a doubt. But this level's also really fun as well. We have some interesting looking Rhinoc enemies that have different designs. We'll go talk to this lady over here and she'll tell us what's going on.
The Rhinocs have shut down our cloud generator, and I'll never see a rainbow again.
So I guess one thing I did like about the little cutscenes from Spyro 2 was that they showed, like, you know, the whole storytelling axiom of show, don't tell.
If my wings were big and strong like yours, I could easily glide across here.
Yeah, so that's how we do this is, you know, I know, more needless tutorials that nobody needed if they've played the first 2 games, but you can safely skip them, so it's not that bad. But yeah, it's like the little cutscenes from Spyro 2, even though I didn't think they were that funny and I found them distracting more than anything else, they did adhere to the storytelling axiom of show, don't tell, where it's just like they showed what was happening in the level and what was at stake rather than telling you about it. Well, in terms of the cutscenes themselves, they tell you what's going on as well immediately afterwards, so it's basically show and tell. But I don't know. I feel like they do enough with the dialogue they actually do give you, as opposed to showing to give you some kind of stake in wanting to help out these people. Like that poor, cute, weird-looking creature will never see a rainbow again. That's sad. I want to help them. And moreover, I'll find eggs to fulfill my main objective while I'm doing it, so I'm cool with that. And yeah, it's just everything I didn't like about the story in Spyro 2 is not a problem at all in this game. They've completely fixed everything that I had a problem with in Spyro 2 story-wise, so yeah. I mean, I already pretty much said everything I needed to say about that, but I'm just saying, like but again, the plot of this level is pretty much the same as Sunny Via. A Rhinoc showed up and did something, you know. That something that they do is specific to each level, but you know, it's not nearly the level of variety as Spyro 2. So I'll give it credit for that much. And here we have more of Neil Ross's money bags.
Well, if it isn't my favorite dragon. The sorceress has put me in charge of guarding these bellows. However, I suppose I might look the other way if I was distracted by counting gems. Yes, precious, precious gems. Well then, Spyro, you may now use the bellows any time you wish. Best of luck on your little egg hunt.
He is such an asshole. Like, Moneybags, this is easily Moneybags' best appearance. Easily. like, if you thought he was kind of a dick in the second game, Moneybags is a raging asshole in this game. Like, oh my god. You guys have not even seen the half of it.
Remember, to get your longest glide, press the X button at the very top of your jump and use the...
Yeah, it's all shit we already know. If you've played the other games. And if you haven't played the other games, what's wrong with you? Should go play some Spyro, ladies and gentlemen. This may be the best game in the series, but the other games are good too. In fact, there are plenty of other good games you haven't played yet that we will be able to play after this, like some of the GBA games I really enjoy. I might have started practicing Into the Dragonfly, and I might have had some fun with it, just a little bit. So I won't call it a good game, but you know, there could be some entertainment value in it. So it looks like we defeated the Rhinox.
Oh, you activated the bellows? Maybe I can get the cloud generator working again.
I just love the look of this level.
The Rhinox must have been using this thing to clog up the cloud generator.
Yeah, so for beating the level, we get an egg. So there's none of that talisman. Well, there sort of is. There are no talisman equivalents in this game, but as you can see, by beating the level, that guy just went through that portal there back to the hub world. In order to progress to the next hub world in Spyro 2, god damn it, Spyro 3. We are playing Spyro 3. I gotta get that through my head. In order to progress to the next hub world, we will have to visit each of the stages. And every time we visit a stage, every time we finish a stage, like the main plot in the stage, one of the NPCs will follow you back to the hub world, and then the NPCs in the hub worlds are basically the talisman equivalent, essentially. You will need to bring all of the NPCs from each of the levels in order to access the next hub world, essentially. Like, they help build you transportation to the next hub world, is essentially what they do. So you are not allowed to go, so much like with Spyro 2, you are forced to play every single level in the hub world before you can move on to the next one, which is where the backtracking conundrum can come into play. But like I said, and I'll have plenty of time to show more of this off later, but
We usually wake up our rain cloud at the crack of dawn, but these mischievous spirits are stopping our bells from ringing.
so even if there are more gameplay styles in Spyro 2, god damn it, Spyro 3. Like, it's my favorite one. You'd think I'd be able to remember the name, but regardless. By the way, these evil spirits are lifted straight out of Spyro 2. They're the same character models from Colossus. In fact, I didn't even really notice that until just now. But yeah, these are the same character models, same enemies, so more asset reuse. I will point that out when that becomes relevant, like it is at the moment. But this little mini game kind of reminds me of the one from Idle Springs, where you have to use the supercharge to get all the hula girls to blow up the tiki guy. It's kind of like that, except it's Superfly instead.
This doodad, it fell out of the belfry.
And there was a thief to chase around in here as well, so yeah, even though there are a lot of gameplay styles in this game, and I'll talk about each of them when we get to them, despite that, I do find that this game actually still has the most core Spyro gameplay in it of all three games. Like, everything we just did in here was core gameplay. Like, we chased around a thief, we used the Superfly ability to fly around, and we collected gems. You know, it's all core gameplay we were just doing. This game has another Spyro aha moment where you have to think outside the box. As you can see, there's plenty of level we have not been to yet.
The metal armor those enemies are wearing.
Nobody cares, Zoe. Everybody knows you can't flame guys with metal armor. It's been we get it. It's been 3 games. Alright, but yeah, so if you go back over here to that pedestal, you'll notice that there is a whirlwind. And because we reactivated the cloud generator, I guess the whirlwinds all came back online. Some of them anyway. Like there's shortcuts all over the level now. So now we can explore this set piece of the stage and avoid this fire. So yeah, it's more great level design here. Like Spyro 3 has easily the best level design in the trilogy, easily. It's like I said, it's like Spyro 1 and Spyro 2 had a baby. You have the more varied structures of Spyro 2, but with the more straightforward, no holds barred, fat cutting, straightforward level design of Spyro 1. But you can still have mini games because they have their own section of the level. It's brilliant. It is the best, it is a perfect marriage of everything that worked in the first two games. And it really represents why I think this game is easily the best Spyro game ever made. We do have more stuff to do in this area, but let's grab these gems first, and we can grab the rest when we're, moving around. So this part does have some within area backtracking.
Our sun has gone out. We can make a new one with our lava fusion cauldron and 3 sun seeds, but they keep burning out before we can get them in the pot. Step on the switch to get a fresh sun seed and keep flaming it until you get it into the pot.
Alright, so this is kind of a weird mini game. Like I remember it's kind of a mechanical challenge. Like basically what we have to do, it's basically Bombo the Flag Keeper done right. So like with Bombo the Flag Keeper, the reason I didn't really like that mission was because it didn't really get harder or actually more challenging. It just meant that you were doing more backtracking for longer periods of time. And you were backtracking through a stage that was already pretty backtrack heavy on its own. With this, we get a nice small confined area, and each of the 3 sun seeds have their own routes, so you're not just doing the same thing over and over again, except slightly longer. You're doing something slightly different each time. So yeah, but even then, it's still not a super amazing, spectacular minigame by any means. I mean, we are essentially doing the same task, it's just they varied it up a little bit. Like if you wait too long to get to him, then he'll start going out, so you gotta flame him so that he'll move on a little further until they get to the pot, so that they can make a new sun. So that's basically what we're doing. It's a simple little mechanical challenge. See if you can keep up with the seed. Like since this is the beginning of the game, I can afford to be a little easy, is what I'm saying. Yeah, and each time it's a good way to test out your skills with Spyro's core gameplay before we get into some of the more advanced stuff. Alright, so got one more guy left. Pretty sure we found all of the gems here, but I'll keep an eye out because we have not completed the level gem-wise yet. And if I need to, I will use the treasure finding ability, even though I'm not supposed to have it yet, but I don't know. The levels are pretty small and confined, so it's not like, I don't know, because I guess it is kind of one sort of...
Now that's what I call a sun. Here, you can have this last sun seed as a souvenir. I think it might be a dud, though.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We got Lulu. Alright, got all the eggs. And yeah, it's kind of like if they had made it so that Spyro 2 had only had orbs. That's basically what this is in terms of MacGuffins. But I digress. And yes, the dragon eggs do look different in this game than they did in Spyro 1. I always think that whirlwind goes up to the upper level for some reason, but it doesn't. It goes up here. So we're missing a gem. Let's go find it real quick. If I need to, I will use the treasure finder, but I prefer not to. So, I don't know. I do find, if I'm being perfectly honest, that Spyro 3 is the game where I find myself missing a gem the most. Like, I don't think I've ever had an instance in Spyro 2 where I've ever had to, I don't know, like maybe once or twice, where I've been missing a gem and have to look all around the level for it, but I don't know, with Spyro 3, I find that happens a lot more often. Oh wait, it might be over here. Nah. Might be an area we haven't gotten. How many do we have left? Probably like 5 is my guess. Yeah, we're missing a 5 somewhere, or, you know, a couple of other green and red ones. So let's see. Going over here real quick. And I gotta say, if you haven't played Spyro 3 on a CRT in a while, it might be a good idea to go bust it out, because this game looks absolutely amazing on my PVM, I must say. Like, I have a, you know, a Sony PVM, RGB, and all that. This game looks absolutely fantastic on a PVM. It's because the game runs at an anamorphic aspect ratio. It runs at 512 by 216. You know, but it just has blank lines, so it's actually 240, but, you know. Point is this game runs at a higher horizontal resolution than most PlayStation games, so it looks really good on an analog display, so I highly recommend checking that out sometime. Like, if you still have a CRT lying around, some composite cables, go dig them out and play them on your CRT. I think you'll be surprised at how much better how great this game can look. Like, it looks good on digital, but it looks absolutely amazing on a CRT. All right, I might have to give in and use my treasure finder, because I can't seem to find it. Last place I haven't looked is up. I'm pretty sure I've checked down here a couple times, yeah. Might have to cheat, folks. Might have to cheat, but I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I don't know where the hell it could be. That was pretty thorough. Like I do it. As much as I do love this game, I have to admit. Alright, it is in this room. Looks like it's down there. And of course, you could always come back to this level after you've beaten the second boss and unlocked the treasure finder the real way, but that involves backtracking, which is not preferable. I'd prefer to do everything in one go, so I'm gonna damn well do it in one go. I might actually... Oh, I know exactly where it is. I always forget this one. I gotta go back to the beginning of the level. Yeah, but some great level design here. Some fantastic texture work and aesthetics. Like, this game is gorgeous. So much better looking than the first two. I don't know what they did differently, but it's like same like resolution and texture system. It's just I don't know what they did differently. I think it's the color contrast that really, like, lots of bright colors and lots of really nice looking tiles, I guess. So yeah, the gem I'm missing is down here. I always forget this fun. I don't know what it is, but it's just so unassuming. But regardless, we're done with the stage. We're gonna leave. We have fully completed Cloud Spires. So yeah, don't miss that 5 on that little ledge. I always miss it, I swear to God. So keep your eyes peeled for it. So I got a little bit of time left, but not that much time, so I suggest we go do our Speedway real quick. Which is over here. And then we can come back for the other levels in the next session. Fortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time tonight to record. I'm running kind of down to the wire. I only got a few minutes left here, so we'll wrap up with Mushroom Speedway here, and we'll call it a part. Come back for more in the next session. Alright, so you might have remembered that in Spyro 2 there were skill points for the speedways. This game actually does not do that, and it doesn't do skill points for bosses either. There are no skill points involved for this, so you can just go play it the normal way, and you don't have to worry about getting the best times or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I kind of missed that, honestly. They probably could have put it in for these stages, and I wouldn't have minded that at all. I would have liked that, honestly. But I don't know. Maybe they couldn't come up with enough stuff for the epilogue in this game to fit 4 extra ones, so they cut it. I don't know, man. But you know, it's the same thing we've been doing for the past couple games. There are 4 types of obstacles you gotta interact with, and you gotta do it within the time limit. So it's like the flight sections from the first game, it's like the Speedway from the second game. You know, just fly around and get everything. And this is where that glitch I was talking about in the Black Label version of Spyro 3 comes into play. If you do not get all 3 eggs from this level in one go, and then come back to the level later, you will not be allowed to get the egg. I've never run into this glitch myself, even though for some reason the PSP version of this game is the Black Label version, even though that's not the complete one and they should fucking know better. It's like, even though Sony should really fucking know better, they decided to put the Black Label version on PSN, so... Yeah, so I've already talked about, you know, the Black Label is the inferior version of this game. People say that Spyro 3 is the worst, and they're talking about the the worst of the trilogy, and they're talking about the Black Label version. I might be more inclined to agree. I could understand where they're coming from, because that egg glitch is actually pretty bad. Like, it's something that you would never know is a thing unless somebody told you. Thankfully, whenever I play these games, I always do everything try to do everything in one go, so I would probably never run into that egg glitch, even if I didn't know about it. But still, it's just another reason. Go play the Green Label version, go play the Greatest Hits version. Do not play the Black Label version. If you want to play this on your PS3, buy a Greatest Hits disc and play it that way. Because the PSN version is the Black Label version. For some reason, you're allowed to pick 2 versions to download on PSN, but they are both the Black Label version. I can confirm that myself. I think one of them is the PAL version, and the other one's the NTSC Black Label version. So you were not going to get those glitches fixed or the correct music playing in all the levels in the PSN version. Buy a Greatest Hits disc. You might have to pay like 10 to 20 bucks for it, but it's worth it. This game's great. It's very much worth owning in your collection and adding to your collection, I mean. So, yeah. And that glitch is kind of annoying. And I did have one commenter, I think it was Twintania, when I was doing my Spyro 1 playthrough, tell me that to beware for Spyro 3 because he ran into the egg glitch himself and couldn't access, you know, the 100% reward. There might be a secret level in this game, and he couldn't play it because of the egg glitch. So you do have to be careful with that. That can muck in your mud. And I just barely won. I should mention before we leave the stage. By the way, this is the first game in the series where Sparks talks. I don't know why they decided to go with that approach, but he talks way more in Enter the Dragonfly and it's obnoxious. So we're gonna pick Time Attack again. Yeah, it's all stuff we know. He already told us that. And there's no actual voice acting going on. So, much like with Spyro 2, there are hidden hunter eggs in every level. So, it's the exact same thing where you have to go find Hunter in the stage and then you can play around with him.
Whoa! A bunch of sheep and flying saucers just came out of nowhere and started blasting up the race course. Looks like I'll have to hop in my plane and teach them some manners. Look out, sheep, here I come.
Wake up, sheeple, the space sheep are real. Regardless, so now we get to play as Hunter and his plane. This is a lot like the section from Metropolis in Spyro 2. Like, in fact, those sheep saucers are lifted straight out of Metropolis in Spyro 2. They are the exact... Like, there was a section in Spyro 2 where you had to fly around in the combination power-up and blast sheep saucers out of the sky.
Whoa.
And just go start up the mini game again. And basically you flew around and flame breathed them to kill them. As always, we have this, so if you ever forget how to play, you can just open that up and there you go. That's how you fly around and play with the plane. Oh, you can center the cameras too. That actually helps a lot. But yeah, it's the same idea as that Metropolis section, except harder because it's actually possible to fail it. So that makes it better because it's got, you know, a little bit more challenge going on. So I don't know. I don't see how this is taking the limits of Spyro gameplay too far, honestly. Like, if it was fine in Spyro 2 and Metropolis, then it's fine here, is what I'm saying. And because it's more challenging, it's better. Regardless, controls are fairly simple, and like I said, you can look them up on the menu at any time. You have a machine gun, chase down the saucers and shoot them up, and then you'll be done in no time. And...
Woohoo! Check it out. The squad leader had abducted this egg.
here we go, that's the third egg for the stage. And yeah, that means that we're done, so we're gonna go ahead and leave the stage. So that is where the egg glitch can be really annoying, because if you don't know that Hunter is in these levels, and you don't get his egg the first time you play it, you could potentially be screwed out of those eggs thanks to the glitch. I don't know if the glitch works on the Hunter eggs, or if it's only the, you know, the regular. I mean, do I really not have 14 eggs? Yeah, I didn't think so. I must only do that for the first couple levels or something, or the first hub world, rather. Regardless. So that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Hope you're enjoying so far. Join me in part 4, and we will continue. We'll get the last couple levels here in this hub world, and then go move on to the next hub. Until then, I'm EXO, and I'll see you guys next time.